Hello, parents, and welcome to our new school year. Yes, I am Wanda J. Prowell, your retired high school educator, bringing you authentic, experienced, and relevant facts to usher your child into a successful school year. My hat goes off to every parent, my friend, who found themselves having to relocate from their home community to advance their careers and on quality of life. Leaving your familiar support system can be awfully challenging for both married and single parents. In regards to forthcoming school's challenges and caring for your child, back in your old community, you could easily call on, Aunt Susie or Big Mama or Grandmama, and they'll be right there. But now you're moving away into this new area, and it's going to be a challenge, and it's very challenging for both parent and the children. But nowadays, as parents relocate, for for careers and the quality of life, or many of them are choosing to include grandma in the move. Yes, to ensure that the family stability and support continues. This Lifeline Academy course, which is school readiness for parents and children K through 12, has been intentionally prepared just for you. How about that? Yes. Well, school readiness for parents and children K through 12 is an excellent educational resource book for both private and public school cultures, as well as for all faith-based family services, churches, and organizations. This course, my friend, will provide you. Yes, it will provide solutions for resolving your child's classroom and campus obstacles. Yes, classroom and campus obstacles, as well as guidance for independent living students. We have some independent living students now. These are students who are old enough. They may be spending some time, finishing out their senior years, or it could also be students who are without their biological parents. In other words, or they are, they're in need of additional counseling and guidance. This book is a comprehensive little easy to read or real life talk or book that will provide guidance even for the independent student who's preparing for their senior year for college careers, as well as this book provides samples and information how to prepare your college portfolio. Yes, well, I want, if you will, allow me, friends, parents, allow me to introduce to you, yes, this program today is Module 1. There are 4 modules for this course of school readiness for parents and children K through 12. But this first module, module number 1, our lesson today is teen family and child safety. Teen family and child safety. School readiness, my friend, is defined as the process where both parent and children are prepared to successfully enroll in school. Did you get that? School readiness is defined as the process where both parent and children are prepared to successfully enroll in school. Well, parents, you do realize that when your children go to school, parents go to school as well, right? So let me ask you, parents, are you ready for school? Are you ready for school? Let's examine the relationships of extended family and school readiness. Extended family Okay, yes, the extended family is beyond just the parents. Let's see, that's the grandma, the grandpa, the uncle, the auntie, the cousins. What they got to do with all this? Let's examine, my friend, the relationship of extended family members and school readiness. Well, I want you to know that the National Educational Goal panel, this is the organization, the National Educational Goals panel, they identified three essential key component areas for school readiness. In other words, when the school, it's about that time now, when schools beginning to open, that there are three component major areas that take place in getting all the children ready for school. Well, the first component, my friend, is where the children are made ready for school by their parents. Children readiness for school. And the second essential component is when the school gets ready or is preparing for the children to return. And the third one is when the family and community support and services are contributing to the opening of school. So you still with me? So let's just go back and let's address that first key component area in parents, the parent preparing their children and themselves ready for school. Okay, well, again, I am retired. So there's a lot of different kinds of experience you may hear me refer to back in the day kind of things when for the preparation of school. Because with immunization as they are right now, and of course, parents are taking their children to the medical clinics, in the health department to make sure that everyone is immunized. But the immunization is part of parents' responsibility in getting their children prepared for school. Yes. But I want you to also know that this readiness includes not only academic but intellectual preparation for the physical, which would be the immunization, the social and the emotional wellness, as well as intellectual for the information. Most of our kids have been in preschool type programs, and many of them have been introduced to a lot of the academics as they enter school. So that is a parent responsibility. Okay. So, but in this category of the parents preparing their children for school, keep in mind, parents, in this category, a child's family is responsible for providing them four key age-based skills. The parents are responsible for providing the children four age-based skills to enter school so that they will be ready to learn and socially adjusted. Socially adjusted. You would think in terms of, the new enrollees, the kindergartners or the first graders, This is also applicable for the elementary, middle school, even high school too. But let's just focus on the little babies, and they're just beginning to enter school. But language and literacy skills, language and literacy skills. Those of you who have children in upper grade levels, you may think in terms of just academics, but language, my friends, spoken communication, that is when all the activity that occurred in the home environment is now transferred to the classroom, to the playground, the bus. So, what thoughts should parents have in preparing their children for the school environment? Because it could be that what may be acceptable at home could not be acceptable in the classroom. Yes. And we don't want our babies to be getting in trouble, you know, not intentionally getting in trouble. So in our communication, not only the language, but what about names? Well, everyone knows that when a child enters school, that child is responsible for knowing, what's your name? Oh, this is my name. What's your birthday? Oh, that's my birthday. What's your telephone number? And what's your mom name, your dad's name? And they're able to give you all the feedback. And you go, oh, you're school ready. Well, I want you to know, my friend, that part of my professional life, or I was owner and director of a professional preschool in a very industrial area. And one day, um, one of the citizens, a stranger just driving down the street, brought a little boy to our door. And of course, I was in the front office. And she said, ma'am, one of your children has left the daycare center and that he was walking up and down the street. I'm like, oh, I knew that was not. We tried our best to dot every I and to cross every T and follow all state regulation. And we stayed up on our staff development and training. And how could this be? And when I saw the child, I knew that wasn't our child. But I appreciate and thank her for keeping the child safe. But we wanted to get the child to his parents. So we asked the child what his name. So he told us his name, but we asked what the parents' name. Well, he gave us nicknames. Nicknames. And I shared this with staff development over and over and over again, because the idea is that when children need help, assistance, emergency help, and where their parents are to be located, nicknames are just not feasible. It's not traceable, no form of protocol or research. So it's befitting parents that in your drilling of your children, whenever the conversation is, when you're naming relatives, make sure they know the proper names of grandma. Make sure they know the proper names of whoever is that care for them. It could be a neighbor. Instead, she may be called another short name. But whoever the essential caregivers are, make sure your child know their entire proper name. Okay? So that's important, of course. Again, the language and the literary skills, and our kids want to make sure they're using appropriate languages. Profanity is by no means acceptable, and your child will find themselves in some huge trouble if that were to be mentioned at school. Okay? Especially those lower levels. Okay. So, okay, language and literacy skills. Now, thinking skills, thinking. Some of those moms, moms still tying those shoes and moms still helping them blow their nose and, they're sure baby. But right now, no, we've got to teach that child how to think. We've got to put on our thinking cap. Teach them and help them in your daily or engagement. Even now, it's never too late. This is an ongoing process. Everything doesn't take place at the beginning of school. This is an ongoing process for life skill and to be successful adults. Okay, so thinking skills. Help them think. Doing their homework, you don't want to do it for them. Help them think. Help them be able to make choices. Help them to think consequences, the right and the wrong. Is this a good thing? The teacher's instructions is always what the teacher says versus what my friend says, you know. It's what my parents says, what my friend says, you know. So the question is, what would be the consequences? How would you benefit from this? Or how would you get in trouble from this? Yes, teach them to think, to think. So thinking skills is very, very important. The class rules, yes, following instructions, thinking skills. Okay, the third one would be self-confidence. Parents, just like packing a lunch, giving your child a lunch for the school day. We don't ever want children to leave home with low self-esteem. We want to encourage them. We want them to feel love, not just feel love. We want them to know their love. Yes, and love is not just a spoken word. Love is an engagement word. It's an interaction. This time spent together, because once they feel encouraged, they feel good about themselves, they feel love, then that encourages them to be competitive, because they're going to be around friends or who they are friends with now, and you know they're going to be playing games in the classrooms. And they want to have that I can do it kind of spirit. They want to know that I can be competitive. So when parents give them self-confidence, then they have what they need to know that I can do it. I can. I can. I don't think I can. I know I can. What about self-control? Oh, self-control. Sometimes those little brothers and sisters, when they're around the house playing, you know, the big brother, little brother, or just the siblings rivalry, you know, there might be some hitting, you know. And you know, mom and dad may settle it. And I hope that's not the case. And a lot of times they will say, especially in high school, they go, I was just playing, I was just playing, I was just playing, you know. No, 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 no. Others may not feel that way. So self-control, we want to keep our hands to ourselves, you know. We don't want to hit. You know, when the teacher says walk, we want to self-control. I mean, I want to slow my body down. I'm not going to run. I am going to walk, you know. And when the teacher says, take turns, I am going to have self-control. I'm going to take turns. If someone should make me angry, I'm not going to strike, because I am going to have self-control. Again, it goes back to that previous one. I'm going to think before I act. And do you understand, parents, how once they begin to accept and practice and implement these primary or keys, how that is going to connect with many, many, many situations and circumstances, but they'll be able to you know, to walk confidence later. Yes. Okay. So hands to self, they're going to be slow to anger, or they're going to raise their hand to speak. They're going to follow teacher's instruction, and they're going to be respectful. They're going to wait their turn. Yes, yes. If they can do all this at those early grade levels, well, they're going to be just fine as young adults. Okay? I want you to know that all of these are responsibilities of the parent to teach the child for success. If they can begin implementing, they're going to be successful. Well, let's continue. Let's continue. Let's continue. Well, the national education goal for school opening, not only the responsibility of parents, but now the school's responsibility to the children. And they have many, but the school's responsibility to the parents and children would be to make sure that the infrastructure of the school is safe. You know, a lot is going on in our world, and safety of the children is a priority for not only the parents, but the entire community, our whole nation. So schools must follow the protocol to ensure parents that their children are in a safe environment. Documentations. There are many forms to be completed by parents with signatures and return. There are a lot of information that schools have to share with parents. And it's important for parents to know that if any document, oh my, oh my, oh my, forgive me, I'm having flashbacks. Because when especially when parents who have multiple children, if it's just one child, you're still going to get lots of papers, and right now in the age of technology, a lot of the papers are they're forward online, but there's still the accountability for reading. Yeah, you got to read it. Oh, oh, uh, let me just say this. Uh, Reading is on a decline. And this is where you need it the most. Anything regarding the health and safety of your family, schools, what the case may be. Parents should read every document that comes into your possession. You read everything, you skip over nothing because the success of your child depends on that. Yeah. So reading is very, very important. If the school district issues a document, you read it. Because my bad, I didn't know that. That is not acceptable at all. Take the time, and the most preferred procedure is for parent and children, the entire family, to review it together. Let them take turns. You don't have to read the whole thing, especially if older children, high school children. Yeah, each person read 2 or 3 pages and let them review and let them summarize what their interpretation of what it meant, what it said. Then you would know that they are aware of whatever that regulation is, whatever that rule is, and not just you having to sit in a chair and read it all to yourself, and they still don't know because they need to know and understand that you know what's in the handbook, you understand, and they understand what your expectations are for them. So reading is paramount. Please, ma'am, please, sir, read every document that's sent to you at home and make certain that you attend all in-person meetings. It's like put on your mask, put on your mask, put on your mask. They're not going to hold you long. They're not too frequent, but showing up is a huge statement. It's a huge statement. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Showing up means more. Yeah. It substantiates your proudness as a parent, first of all. It also validates your child in the presence of their friends. I try not to say it, but that's a shouting moment there. It validates your child among their friends and to their teacher to say, my parents cares about me. And if some parents who are viewing this lesson now are not able to appear on that day, you need to make it a priority to confirm what date you can. It's kind of like the ladies. I heard someone say, during Valentine's, if you give ladies roses in a private setting and just you and her, that's wonderful. But if you give her roses in front of a big audience or some congregation, the joy is twice as much, because you have the presence of others in viewing. That's the same way it is about children. Children feel proud to be acknowledged by their parents in public settings, especially at school, especially in front of a friend. Parents, make sure you show up. I want to stay there. Just show up. Before the accident, before there's a shooting, show up. Okay, let's move on. The national educational goal for the community and families is that family and community support and services that they will contribute to children's readiness for school as well. If school district, family service department, and local school parent liaisons collaborated with faith-based and community organizations to promote inclusion and supplement the need for students. All school district and local school parental information should be printed in all languages that represents the demographics of the community. If you have various cultures in your school, each parents, and if you don't see it, just speak with your counselor or your school board, because it's important that parents are able to communicate, that parents understand. Parents should not rely on the interpretation of the language just from their child who's a student. Hey, that's a child, sometimes, hey, children get things wrong. They may read it incorrectly. They may not have the clear understanding. But with parents, please know your strength and your power. You are very influential. Parents are very influential in the school district, and they want to hear from you. All you have to do is ask and make yourself available, and they would cater to include you so that you and your child will have a successful school year. All parents and children should feel welcome, safe, and included in their school environment. This is another example of team, family, and child safety for school readiness for parents and children K through 12. Because this is a K through 12, kindergarten through 12th grade lesson. Let's embrace now the older students. There are 5 major areas for which proud parents hold their children accountable that are necessary for students becoming young men and women of character for school, in the community, and the workplace. Are you ready? Yes, the 5 areas now for which proud parents. Oh, I tell you, when we see those parents coming in through the doors, everybody knows a proud parent. That proud parent's going to have a certain look on their face at Walmart, or whether or not it's at McDonald's, church, the mall. Oh, that's my son. Oh, that's my daughter. That proud look. Yes, yes. Proud parents. Okay. Hold their children accountable to be respectful. Oh, that's my child there. They want their children to be respectful, not just want them to be respectful. They consider it as a non-negotiable. Yes. Respect for elders, all elders, not just that grandma. Respectful. If they drop something, somebody's going to pick it up. They're going to say, thank you, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, in the community, at church, wherever they may be. And to acknowledge verbal respect, visible respect, and above all, self-respect in language and appearance. Profanity is never a showcase of intelligence. This is for the old and the young, for the educated and the uneducated. Getting angry does not excuse it. Profanity is what it is, a language of the ignorance. It's not a language of the intelligent. It's a language of limited vocabulary. And your child needs to know that. Yes. Small children imitate language development. Yes, they do. Children want to repeat what they hear. And you may go, well, oh, I'm frustrated, I'm angry. Or I don't say it. No, 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 no. Self-control. We're going to be talking about self-control now. But small children, the kindergarten, first, second, third grade, these children, they are severely punished at school for the use of profanity. In the higher grades, they have consequences too. But the younger ones, so this little, it could be a slip of the tongue for the small child, especially if they hear it all the time, day in and day out. Or perhaps even being called some of those names themselves. You know, I can see it happening. It comes out before you know it. But parents, don't do that. Please nurture and cultivate them in such a way that whatever language and behavior that they observe at home, they're going to be comfortable in replicating that same emotions at school, and they won't get in trouble. And parents, never, never publicly or privately curse your children. Publicly or privately. We're talking about self-esteem. We're talking about self-respect. We can't do that in the same mouth. We cannot encourage you even with one breath and disrespect you in another. And when your child leaves home into school, they need to leave with a good foundation of positive self-esteem. Work ethics. Proud parents hold their children accountable to work ethics. All teachers and school staff, there are many occasions when, just ask for help, will you help me carry this, or will you help me do that? Or sometimes everything just falls on the floor. You don't have time to ask anyone to help you. You see students just running to help you. Then you see a few just sitting back like going, I ain't done nothing. Well, that's evidence of those children who have been engaged with parents with different work ethic, different chores, little helpers, if you let me use that word. Household accountability, clean your room, whatever type of chore that you deem as being necessary, where they meet and organize. We have organizational skills, mutual respect for integrity and others belonging to you. Just take things and tear it up or mark it or, or paint on it. What's going on here? There hasn't been opportunities for engagement and accountability, perhaps at home. No sloppy work. Do it well with a great attitude. We're still talking about the 5 major areas of child accountability with proud parents. Proud parents, not just you my child, you my child, you my son, but proud parents. Proud parents have a loving expectation for their children. Well, they have expectations for moral and spiritual integrity. Moral and spiritual integrity. Well, they would tell you, Some things you just don't do. You know, we don't do this. Some things you just, regardless what your friends do. What is it in your conscience, in your spirit, that tells you you don't need to be doing that? Some things we just don't do. Your internal spiritual guide, that's what it is. Your internal spiritual guide. And they remember what their parents said. Oh, my mama said this. When your child is among those other kids and friends, oh, they reflect on they are proud to say, my mama, we don't do that. That gives them confidence. Yes, let's give them their pride because of who they are, because we don't do that. Okay, self-respect. Again, self-respect and personal accountability. Love yourself. Oh, I love myself. If you love yourself, especially to our young ladies, especially our young ladies, you know, you know, you know, yes, you know, little Jimmy, little Jimmy's going to tell you you look good. Little Jimmy's going to make you feel like he loves you, and you may spend time or getting in trouble at school, cutting class or being late for class, getting tardies, or else you may see him talking to another girl, and then you want to show where you're the better, person, and you want to have a little competition. And no, you won't get involved in all that stuff when you know who you are. But proud parents ensures the confidence in their child to understand that hey, they love themselves. Your family loves you. And you're going to teach children to choose friends who value them and have confidence to love themselves regardless of how much or how little you may have. Whether you have much or little, your self-esteem, your family's love is not determined by how much they can give you. And these kind of kids have a good, solid footing. They're used to not getting in trouble, but they're not trying to fit in that kind of way. They're not trying to be the most popular because they know who they are. But parents have to instill this. And you will hear me say over and over again in multiple lessons, and I there's nothing, more that brings more confidence, more pride, the stability of families than having husband and wife and mom and dad and children together, But the reality is that, misbehaving and lack of self-confidence and lack of self-respect, we can no longer continue to say that children's behavior is this way because there's no dad at home. Oh no. Oh no. Especially not in the Black community. Oh no. Reality being many dads have been missing for a long time. But moms did not let their sons go down the drain. As a matter of fact, women's produced some strong men, communities of women, those accountability skills, family pride, work ethics, self-respect, and it goes on and on. Mothers, we can no longer allow that excuse to consume our sons because they are a gift. And it is our responsibility to utilize the gift that God has blessed us with to the benefit not only our home, but our community and our siblings and generations to come. And education. We all talked about accountability. Single moms have the authority to have these same accountability principles for their children. Education. Education. Education is the doors that opens and enables to have all opportunities. And honest education, honest homework. In this day and time, we must look beyond just a report card. All A's does not have the same meaning as all A's at one time. Even a C. Some children's struggle may not be the same. But most importantly is that, are they doing their homework? Are they studying for tests? Or are they studying the test? We're talking about the ability to think. Are we producing intelligent, disciplined children to move forward? Because once our children leave the school building and no knowledge is retained, then who has that satisfied? Who has really benefit of those regular attendance and those graduation diplomas if knowledge has not been consumed and forward? It is true, my friend, the teacher cannot teach until the students are ready to learn. Classroom discipline is the lifeline of student achievement. Parents must work closely with your child's teacher to monitor your child's progress and offer your assistance. By all means, parents, create a positive relationship with your child's teacher where he or she can be open and honest for reporting your child's behavior. I know I need to say that again. Are you listening? By all means, parents, create a positive relationship with your child's teacher where he or she can be open and honest for reporting your child's behavior. Why did I have to say that? Some parents, those who has been showing up, those who the teacher knows, they make no issue out of it. They'll tell you, tell me. I want to know you. And you can see where their actions are matching their words. But there are others, simply told, teachers really just can't be honest. They just be positive. They just have a positive conversation because some parents are not going to accept the disciplinary issues that their child bring into the classroom. And they will argue and have a little court session to the end of school on what your child said, my child said, and who else was doing it. And at the end of the day, the conversation, your child will never be held accountable. And because of that, we'll be able to continue practicing the same behavior. Well, I want you to know, my friend, that proud parents, excuse me. Okay. Proud parents in teen families demand good and respectful behavior from their children, regardless what other children are doing. My son He gave me the same conversation. The teacher telling you, of what the disciplinary action was in school. He was talking of whatever the case may do it. And I hear it too. I hear it all the time, I understand. Even the high schoolers, oh, they're experts. I wasn't the only one. Oh, they can maneuver, they can tell you everything everybody's doing. They just want to escalate the issue, for no accountability. And so, as a parent, I just cut through the chase, and I would just ask my son, even in that classroom, I went down there one time, I said, well, look, how many sons do I have in that classroom, in your classroom? One. And what is his name? And he gave me his name. I said, well, let me tell you something. Regardless what anyone else does in that classroom, I have one son. And I need you to make me proud. Make me proud by earning the respect of your teacher. And be the leader and a good role model. Can you do that for me? Yes, ma'am. Okay. See, that settles it. I'm not giving excuses. Children who are held accountable, they understand, especially when it's coming from the parent. And they're ready to move forward to the next level of success. But if parents allow children to get them in this crossfire where there's no accountability, that same procedure escalates from one situation to the other. And that's what we don't want. That's what we don't want. And there have even been times as a teacher, I have walked through all the disciplinary procedures, in working with students to give them an opportunity to modify their behavior. When it's time to call the parent, I've called some moms, but if I have a dad on my list and they know, they'll tell you straight up, don't call my dad, call my mama. Oh, really? So dads, if you're listening, please, dads, understand, even if you're not living in the house with your child, make sure you attend the parents' meeting, make sure you have the parental contact. Even if you're not the custodial parents, you can work with your spouse or ex-spouse, whatever the case may be, and that be unity. Because the student, they don't want you to call those dad. It's just something in dad's voice, that says that no nonsense. And it's something in mama's voice, most of them. Excuse me. Okay, we're gonna move forward. I am drinking 2 cups. One is with the lemon juice and the honey. Of course, you see the water. But we're gonna get through this. Okay, but kids are smart. And they are, dad, with technology as it is right now, dad may be in a whole different state, but they don't want dad to call that school. And the teacher, needs to hear dad's voice. The fact of the matter is that your child needs to know that you care. And your child needs to know that you have high expectations for their success. Okay? Because character counts. Character has always counted. As a matter of fact, character counts for children and high schoolers. Knowledge gets the job, but character, my friend, keeps the job. Parents must be models and daily reinforce character building skills in their children for them to become successful. Again, parents must model and daily reinforce or daily practice character building skills in their children for them to become successful adults. K through 12 students are in desperate need. That's kindergarten through 12th grade. From kindergarten all the way to 12th graders. They are in desperate need of positive home and family role models for emotional health and effective leadership. Transparency, honesty, fairness, selflessness, and respect are key ingredients for building healthy parent and child relationships. Embrace them, parents, and watch them thrive. This concludes Module 1, Teen, Family, and Child Safety. And remember, parents, at the end of the day, the most overwhelming key to a child's success is the positive involvement of parents. That's what Jane Ho says, and I believe it. At the end of the day, the most overwhelming key to a child's success is the positive involvement of parents. I encourage you all to utilize additional free parental resources at my website at www.resolved-2010.com. And that is www.resolved-2010.com. Have a wonderful, wonderful, great day.